Yeah, we ain't going in my truck.
You need one of the one?
What you got? What's that? I got this. I got my pirate.
Oh, yeah.
They got out there.
You trying to see me with that?
No, I'm saying, that's your vibe.
What's going on? You ready?
I mean, that's your vibe.
You good? All right. All right. All right, so Israelite School University of Knowledge, Austin, Texas. All right. This is the feast of dedication. All right. Kodash, that will be HACHAANAKAH. All right. And we'll be talking about the feast of dedication and how our ancestors fought. All right, something that a lot of people don't know today. We'll also read about Judas Maccabees, and his father Mattathias, and his brother that carried the torch after him. Okay, and these type of holy days, and we're about to read, right? It lets blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, Negro and Indian descent, it lets us know that we can fight and we have to fight, right? And we don't have to be and the Bible teaches us through the stories that we read. It teaches us how to fight. All right. The Bible, the Israelite book, it's a book of our success stories, of our failures. It's a book of our goods and bads, our ups and downs, our strong points, our weak points. All of that is in our Bible, the King James Version, 1611. And we're going to learn tonight. All right. And before we start, I want to know that it's time for us to come together. All right, as a nation of people, it's time for us to come together, man. You understand? And come back to our heritage and to also learn, right? Learn and witness these scriptures. That way we can teach our children, like the Bible says, to teach our children. And tonight should be very empowering to everybody that hears this, right? When we read these stories, now is the time to come together, to also come together and stay together. You understand? Come together and stay together. With all of the sickness going on in the world, we got wars and rumors of wars, and that's taking place right now. Right now is the time for our people to be together on one accord. It's time to fear the Father, like we say in the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? We fear the Father. You understand? And fear the Lord, because if you don't, let me tell you something. If you don't, then you're gonna fold. Right. I'm saying you're going to fold to the temptation. You understand? You're going to fold and be corruptible to an unfruitful world. All right? So go ahead and give me Romans chapter 15, verse 4. Father Bashar, real quick.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Right. Aforetime means in the past, in the beginning. Right? The prophets in the Bible, the Lord spoke through the prophets, and they wrote everything down, man, verbatim, how we're supposed to be, how to act, right? Our experiences, it's all recorded in the Bible. So we don't have to make the same mistakes because it's already recorded in the Bible. Keep going.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
No, if we rush and run through everything, and just because we sin, we think the whole world is over, right? Read it again.
Through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope.
So you have to work on yourself, but moreover, you're gonna have to never ever let these scriptures go, because that's what's gonna guide you. Patience through the scriptures. When you read these scriptures, you don't understand them at first. It's not set up like that. It's not set up for our people to read it and then take it and run with it like you know it. That's the Christian church doing that. You know what I'm saying? And here you have to have someone that knows more than you. Yeah. To be able to teach you these scriptures, you got to come in, put on all black, say con out of one con, you know what I'm saying? And learn from scratch all over again. And a man has to teach you. You have to understand the rank and order system, how the Lord speaks through the men above you to teach you these scriptures. You understand? Keep going.
Come, verse 5.
That's it. That's it, okay? So give me First Maccabees, right? Let's go ahead and start right there. Somebody give me First Maccabees chapter 1. We're going to read start at verse 7.
Come. This is the book of First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years.
Alexander, somebody Google Alexander the Great. Let's see if the Bible is right and exact, first of all. Right? So it say, how many years did Alexander the devil reign?
12
years. Somebody Google that, right? How long did Alexander the Great, you have to put great in there, right? How long did he rule? All right, let's do that. Let's find out.
I got you.
All right, what it say?
It says during his 13-year reign as
13-year reign?
Come.
Okay.
I'll say 12 years and 8 months.
There you go, right there. So you know, yeah. So you know he gonna round it off, right? The oppressor gonna definitely round it off. You understand? He gonna round it out, but it's 12 years. The Bible is our history book. You understand? And Siri and Google feel the same way. This is our history book. So he reigned. I just text you something too, Naquan. All right. So he reigned 12 years. This is Alexander, right? Now, let me see, probably Godiah. Do you remember the 4 people he after Alexander the Great had ruled, and he passed that down to his generals? You remember them names? There you go, Cap in the building. So like, what's that? Okay.
A and an S. Listen to
Right.
Sander,
yes.
antagonist.
Just Google it. You can Google it. This is gonna give it to you.
What you got?
Lysimachus.
Seleucus,
That's
right?
the one that's over the L, Lysimachus. Sander, Ptolemy, Seleucus.
Seleucus, that's it. Okay, so those were the 4 generals, right? Because Edomites gonna keep it in the family. All right. So just to give you some history, there's one more that I need to send you real quick, and you can read that right now. Because I want to set the background so we know who he is. So what I just sent you, you can read that. What I just sent you right now with no, that's Antiochus. I don't want to read that. Not yet.
Not yet. All right,
Okay. I want to make sure I have it right. Okay. All right. So Alexander the Great, he had 4 generals who divided his empire, right? Ptolemy, Cassander, Seleucus, and what was the other one? Antagonist or something?
Antagonist.
Yeah, antagonist. Okay. And when Alexander the Great died, right? He died at age 33. All right. He left no clear successor, and his 4 generals, they assumed control of different regions of his empire. All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and get Job 9 and 24.
Come.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The wicked, right? What you're about to realize, Alexander, if I'm wrong, can you correct me? Alexander the Great, or the devil, right? He was the first Edomite to rule the world, correct?
Yeah.
Right, he was the first Edomite to rule the world, right? What we're looking at today. They still have power of this world like that.
Right.
Because of, read it again.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
No, the righteous.
The wicked.
Yeah, the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. You understand? And we all know who the wicked is. They got different names. They got the oppressor, they got the wicked, they got the evil one. You know what I'm saying? They got Lucifer, right? All those are names of our oppressor. Idumea, right? You got different names of our oppressor. He was given dominion and power. And the scripture say he also was going to rule over us, and he was going to what? Esau and Jacob. That was an agreement that was going on, right? And that agreement would be what? That he would serve his brother.
Right. That's
Right? He would serve his brother. But first, he do what? He has to do what? The very first thing that he has to do is break the yoke.
Right.
The breaking the yoke is what we're going through right now. Right? Breaking the yoke means, quick example, you have a dog and you keep a dog on a leash in your backyard. 15 feet is all that dog goes for 15 years. All of a sudden, you feel that dog is trained. You take that leash off. Guess how many feet that dog gonna go? Anybody know?
15 feet.
15 feet. You're not gonna leave and jump the fence or nothing. He's already trained. That's what they did to Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian people. They taking the yoke off our neck. But mentally, we still confined right now.
Right.
All right. That is an operation that our oppressor does. All right. All right. First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 10.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 10. And there came out of them a wicked root.
A what?
A wicked root.
The earth was given to the hand of the wicked. Keep going.
Antiochus, surname
Antiochus.
Antiochus, surname Epiphanes.
Right.
Son of Antiochus the king, who had been in hostage at Rome.
Right. Go ahead and read that, Nicole, what I sent you. Antiochus.
Antiochus, the fifth of Ephesians, God manifest, born c. 215 BCE, died 164. Tebay, Iran. Seleucid king of the Hellenistic Syrian kingdom, who reigned from 175 to 164 BCE.
That's important. Seleucid king of the Hellenistic Syrian kingdom. All right, keep going.
As a ruler, he was best known for his encouragement of Greek culture and institutions. His attempts to suppress Judaism.
Hold on, stop right there. First of all, it ain't Judaism.
Right.
All right, this is not Judaism. It's Israelite culture. Right. So they just trying to switch the name up and put Judaism. It's not Judaism. This is what Alexander the Great was known for. Right. Because after the fact, he Hellenized all Black, Hispanic, Native Indian people. Right? They were captured under the Greek culture.
Right.
Right? Through outlook and language. And we behave like them. Like a lot of our parents are preparing what? Not the Feast of Dedication. What are they preparing? They're preparing Christmas.
Right.
They're putting up lights and everything. They're getting ready to get it in because they've been Hellenized or what? Americanized by America. Well, during the Roman Greco era, which is going on right now.
That's right.
We living in Roman Greco era times right now, right? They've already Hellenized us right here, right? All right, keep going. Brought what?
His attempts to suppress Judaism brought on the wars of the Maccabees.
So that's what we get ready to read right now. The wars of the Maccabees, right? All right, let's go ahead and get that. First Maccabees.
Want to resume at 10?
Yeah, you can start at 10 again.
Verse 10. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. Verse 11. And those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Say that again.
Wicked men.
Start from the top. And what?
In those days went there out of Israel.
Out of what?
Out of Israel.
No, out of Idumea. Out of Edomites. Out of what?
Out of Israel.
Out of Israel. Keep going.
Wicked men.
You see that? Wicked men. Keep going.
Who persuaded many, saying, "Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen."
Hold on. What did TD Jake say?
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
What their pro dollar say?
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
What are all our celebrities and people who are in a position to be persuasive to us? What did they do?
Let us go and make a covenant with the heathen.
Y'all reading what I'm reading. It says wicked men of Israel.
Right.
So what I'm trying to get you all to see, can't nobody beat us but us.
That's right.
We are the ones, right, that look and say, man, I'm going to envy my oppressor. And I'm going to go and make a covenant with the heathen, Steve Harvey. I'm going to go and make a covenant with the heathen, Lil Wayne. I'm going to go and make a covenant with the heathen, right? and then what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn my back on my own people. That's how we hurt each other, right? So in your mind, you might think, oh, these, you know, the oppressor is so great. No, we are defeating ourselves by being weak and not coming together as a people and fighting together. When we take the side of the oppressor, we lose every time. All right, keep going.
Come. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
You see that? Since we departed from the Greek culture, from following behind our oppressor, we hurting so bad. Really? Right? That's why Martin Luther King was a detriment to us.
That's right.
That was one of the worst things in the world, right? And that's the worst thing you can do to your people, right? It's W and WW. You know what I'm saying? Which is weed and white women. That's basically what happens when you turn your back on your people. That's the worst thing you can do. And for the sisters, it's the white man. Right? Keep going.
Come, verse 12. So this device pleased them well. Verse 13. Then certain of the people were so forward herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
Who gave them what?
License to do after the ordinances of the heathen.
So listen, since you want to follow after the heathen, I'm gonna give you the key to the city. Now you can go and do exactly what the heathens do, and ultimately you're persuading your own people to break God's laws. Keep reading.
Come, verse 14. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen.
Y'all hear that? What's a place of exercise? Anybody?
Gymnasium.
Gymnasium. Next time, raise your hand.
It's like that.
Right? A gymnasium. Right? That's what we have to do, right? They built a gymnasium. So now you got the Eagles versus the Texans. You see what I'm saying? You have the Astros versus the Mets. They built the stadiums. A big old distraction. My point is that culture come from Greek culture.
Right.
And these brothers doing, there's a part in here where it said they would make a hat, right, Cap? They make a hat and put on the jersey and everything to make you a part of them. But guess what? The LeBron James and all of those people and the Dr. J's, I'm kind of old, so Dr. J's and all the people in the, you know, Shaq and all the people that we love, you know what I'm saying? They have turned their back on their people. That's what you do. And they say, I'm gonna go ahead and play in this gymnasium, a gym. I'm gonna go and get all this money. And when Michael Brown gets shot, Eric Garner gets strangled, you know what I'm saying? Tamir Rice gets shot, I ain't saying nothing. I'm not speaking out on no topics. That's what that does. You know what I'm saying? They make sure they have what? Contracts and you know, all type of agreements that you sign and disclaimers where you can't say nothing, an NDA. You can't say anything about nothing, right? Keep going.
Verse 15, and made themselves uncircumcised and forsook the holy covenant.
You see that? Keep going.
And joined themselves to the heathen and were sold to do mischief.
You see that? That's what happens when you sign that. You signing your name in blood, signing a dotted line, right? It's better to come in the I.S.U.P.K. and get oil poured on your head and take a vow of the Lord to serve the Lord and love your people than to take a vow, you know what I'm saying, in one of these sports, and then all of a sudden they're going to take you out. Because they're going to take you out. They're going to put people next to you to make sure that you're in line. If not, they'll kill you, physically or spiritually, right? And that's all in the Bible. Drop down to verse 20, Bible shot.
Verse 20, and after that, Antiochus had smitten Egypt. He returned again in the 143rd year,
right,
and went up against Israel.
You see that? Now you get more power. Keep going.
And Jerusalem with a great multitude. Verse 21, and entered proudly into the sanctuary.
He did what?
Entered proudly into the sanctuary.
You see that? Now we'll have to get the verse because you brothers know. You know what I'm saying? But that's in Obadiah. He is proud. I'm saying, and once he get the license to go do it, he got it passed down to him. Right? It's more than just passing down the rulership. Right. It's passing down the evil. You know what I'm saying? It's passing down the prideness. Right? So they go in and they take over everything. Because it was handed, and guess what? Our oppressor does one thing that we have to learn how to do. We have to keep the traditions. Their traditions is robbing and stealing and killing. That's their tradition. They keep it going and taking over and pillaging in the land, right? We have to learn from these stories that we read tonight. We got to learn how to fight. First of all, we fight spiritually. I'm saying, somebody give me that. Second Corinthians 10:4. First of all, we fight spiritually. You see what I'm saying? It's the weapons of our warfare are what? Go ahead.
Not carnal.
They're not carnal. You can't pick up an AK-47. You think you can. You ain't picking up no AK-47.
Right.
Because the Lord has to be with us in order for that to happen. And then when he gives it to you, you'll know what it is. Read.
Mm-hmm. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal.
Right. You're not going to run up and go take over the White House and do an insurrection, Negroes. Okay. Keep going.
But mighty through God.
Through what?
But mighty through God.
Mighty through the Most High. That's how you do it. Keep going.
To the pulling down of strongholds.
Pulling down the strongholds. To what? Say it again.
God, mighty
pulling
through
down.
God.
Mm-hmm.
Through God. To the pulling down of strongholds.
Put the cigarettes down. Keep going.
Verse 5.
Put the weed down.
Casting down imagination.
Stop thinking that what's in your mind is greater than what the Most High's mind is. Stop thinking in your mind that whatever these oppressors think of. Well, we live in the Roman Greco era right now. What they thought about back then is what they're doing now. Don't play imagination with them and think that their creation is better than the Most High. Because guess what? That is imagination. Keep going.
And every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of God.
Right. That's enough. You can't do that because nothing is exalted above the Most High.
Right.
Nothing but serving the Most High. All of our righteousness is as a filthy rag. That should keep you humble no matter what great things you think that you're doing, that we think that we're doing, right? We have to remain on course and stay focused and always do what? Fight. Fight spiritually. Fight. Clean up yourself to fight because the Lord is with this.
Right.
Saying the Lord was with Israel. That's why they won. But it come a time you got to follow the commandments. Then you got to stand up. You got to stand up. Then in order to win, you're going to have to be righteous. That's what we read tonight. Keep going.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
And entered proudly into the sanctuary and took away the golden altar.
You hear that? They went in there and wrecked everything that Israel had. Keep going.
And the candlestick of light.
They took this, the candlestick, and our altar. They brought their goons in and wrecked it and tore down everything. Keep going.
And all the vessels thereof.
And all the vessels and all the fine little gold things. You know, used to have it set up real good. They tore down all of that. And they destroyed all of it. Keep going.
Verse 22. And the table of the showbread, and the pouring vessels, and the vials, and the censers of gold, and the veil, and the crown, and the golden ornaments that were before the temple, all which he pulled off.
You see that? He pulled it down, wrecked it. In other words, they went into temples and ransacked it.
If I could,
Come.
if y'all could just visualize, we don't let nobody in the school that's not an Israelite. You can't come into school if you're not an Israelite. So you damn sure couldn't come in the temple at all. And now imagine how we got the table and the podium set up, and it's got gold on the table, and it's all dressed up, and it got the incense burners hanging all around the podium. Now imagine some white people running up in the school and tearing down the podium, taking the candles, throwing it on the floor, taking the incense burners, throwing it on the floor, and the scroll and all of this. We are royal, regal people.
Right.
So all of it's gold, all of it is silver and brass. It's high value stuff. And these white people with these long beards that smell like dogs, that just walk up to a dog and bite it. That's why it's alive. Walk into the school and just ransack the school. That's what's happening.
Right.
While we're there, and it still has its value.
Right.
That's right.
That's why this is so evil. That's why this is notated, because these heathens ran into a holy place and defiled it.
Right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Come. Get up for Captain. That's exactly what happened.
I just want to take a picture so y'all can see it in your mind.
Right. Come, sir. All right, and you read verse 25 yet?
Live.
Okay, go ahead.
You want me to see that 25?
Yeah. I'm sorry, you read verse 24.
Verse 25. Therefore, there was a great mourning in Israel and every place where they were.
Listen, that'll hurt you. Another nation can come in and the men can't defend it. You're like, what's going on? And listen, they just didn't build it overnight. It takes time to build things, right? They had kept the traditions. So I'm just giving an example. What if they had the place up 20 years? Every year you gotta redecorate the temple like we're doing tonight.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So all the stuff they took time and all the days and the years, and they come and just ransack it and tear it all down. Somebody from another nation, man. You see what I'm saying? Same thing they do today, right? And the elders mourn, the princes were mourning, the young women, you know what I'm saying, the maritable age women, they were made weak behind everything. You know what I'm saying? Everything changed after that, right? All right, drop down to verse 29.
Verse 29. And after 2 years fully expired, the king sent his chief collector of tribute unto the cities of Judah, who came unto Jerusalem with a great multitude.
He sent in Al Sharpton. That's what he sent in. He sent in Al Sharpton. Everybody know what happened when somebody get killed, right? I'm sorry, unalive, right? In the streets. What do? They send Al Sharpton up there. Calm down, everybody. It'll be okay. Let justice prevail and take its course.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? Come on, keep reading.
Verse 30. And spake peaceable words unto them.
Good night.
But all was deceit.
But what?
All was deceit.
It's all a cover up. It's all lies. Deceit. Keep going.
For when they had given him credits, he fell suddenly upon the city and smote it very sore.
You see that? So he talking all this, but then the moment they came weak, then they attack. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody out on the street. It's all good, man. And they just smack you out of nowhere. I thought you were gonna shake my hand.
If I could.
Come on.
Credence is the belief in or acceptance to something as true.
Oh man.
So when they gave them, when the people start to believe that they were there to help them, that's when they attack them. And that's what your life is like.
Man.
You go through life trying to find a way to love everybody and accept everybody, and then they move in your neighborhood, and then your neighborhood is gentrified. And move to your community and steal everything. This is happening in the Bible, in your land, while you in the land with your people. Keep going.
Keep going. Verse 31.
Come on. Verse 30. And smote it very sore and destroyed much people of Israel.
Keep going.
Verse 31. And when he had taken the spoils of the city, he set it on fire and pulled down the houses and walls thereof on every side.
Destroying it. Keep going.
Verse 32. But the women and children took they captive.
Hold on, that don't hurt the women and children. You say what?
But the women and children took they captive.
Ain't no rules of engagement when it comes to our oppressor.
Right.
Ain't no rules. He'll set the rules and break them. Over 500 peace treaties, he broke every last one of them. His word is doodly squat. Keep going.
Hold on. Ain't no rules of engagement in war, period.
Right.
Ain't no rules. It ain't no, just our oppressor. Children grow up to become adults.
That's right.
And so they gotta go. That's what's happening.
Right.
The women and the children, they gotta go. The women are made to bear children and serve and cook. And if you too feisty, they gonna get rid of you too.
Right.
They ain't gonna, you too snappy, you got too much to say, you gotta go. Right. Babies gonna grow up and want to avenge their fathers and their mothers, they gotta go too.
Right.
So all this that's going on in Palestine that we hearing about, well, they're killing the kids, that is smart.
Right.
When it's an act of war, because guess who they fighting right now? I bet you can't guess who they fighting right now. They fighting the babies that they didn't kill the last time they were there.
That's right.
They waited, they moved into the land in the 70s. Now what's that? Them kids from the 70s would be now in their 50s. So now they got a generation of kids. They kids is what they fighting right now. That's the terroristic bombers. That's the people they fight. Go ahead.
Okay, then we go. I sent you. I want you to read. I want you to read what's in orange.
Come, sir.
All right. And this is everybody knows this a book. The book that he's reading from is the book. A book. It's called Hellenistic Civilization of the Jews. All right, written by Victor Tertakova. All right, go ahead.
Okay. But in the course of
this is
time,
page 117. Go ahead.
Okay. But in the course of time, the situation altered, and in the 70s of the 2nd century, there arose among the inhabitants of Jerusalem a new faction composed of Hellenizing Jews, which for several years held power in Judea and became noted for its strong adherence to Hellenism and for its unconcealed contempt for Jewish tradition. The Hellenizers converted Jerusalem into a Greek town.
They did what? Converted what?
Converted Jerusalem into a Greek town.
Keep reading.
Introduced Greek customs into Jewish life. Built a gymnasium and did not even oppose the spread of the Greek gods in Judea.
Built the gymnasium and didn't care about none of it affecting the people in Jerusalem. Right? None of the Israelites. Right? They were conquering by building these gymnasiums. Right? Keep going.
This group found its shield and patron in the Syrian king Antiochus.
That's right. The seventh.
The seventh. Ephesians, who in
no, that's not Ephesians.
So like it.
That's Epiphanies.
Epiphanies. So like
Epiphanies.
So like Epiphanies, who intervened in the internal affairs of the land.
Right.
Judea. Sorry, small. Affairs of the land and Judea, and threw the weight of his sword onto the scales of the party struggle.
Right.
With his aid, the Hellenizers were, for a time, in control of Jerusalem.
That's right. Keep going.
Until another sword, the sword of Judah, the Maccabees.
So they were in control until another sword came, and that sword was what? The sword of what?
Of the Maccabee.
No, the sword of Judah, the Maccabee. Right. So what you got? Okay. So when you see Judas is Judah. So you know, right? Judas is Judah, and Judah is Yahweh. Right? Or excuse me, Yahweh in ancient Paleo Hebrew. Right? Keep going. So in other words, they're saying they ruled until Judas came along, and then he took over. He said, we ain't putting up with this. So I'm saying the Greek sword ruled until Judas came along and said, we ain't living like that. We finna take our culture back. Keep going.
The sword of Judah, the Maccabee, put an end to their
aspirations
and restored the old form of national life.
Read that last part. And restored what?
And restored the old form of national life.
That's what we're trying to get back to. The old form of national life. I'm saying, which is these laws, these statutes and commandments, which is our culture that's in the Bible. I'm saying it's just not your damn birthday. It's not Father's Day or Mother's Day. I understand that sounds terrific. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely ain't Christmas. And all of these pagan holidays are in the Bible. Right? And I know that's hard because now they're making what? A son day, a daughter's day. I don't know, National Don't Smoke Day. What like, you know what I'm saying? National Smile Day.
Right.
Man, whatever y'all sisters might know, like whatever they want to come up with, it's a national day. They want you to play a part in it. Undercover, I'm gonna tell you what they're doing. They're getting you to burn fire to their gods, no matter what. How come you just can't say, hey man, you born today? All right, good, man. All right, you born today. No, you're gonna have to do what he doing. You're gonna have to put that fire on that cake and burn fire to other gods. That's the whole reason why you putting the candles on the cake and having fire. And why you gotta put fire? Like, you ever thought about that? I gotta put candles on the cake, then blow them out.
Right.
Like, what the hell's it got to do with just cutting the cake and eating it? No, it's a ritual that you're going through. You got a comment? Good.
A wish.
Oh, good night. Then listen, yeah, then you gotta make a wish. And that wish cannot be, Black, Hispanic, Native Indians take back over our culture. That right there can't be the wish that you 8 years old at the skate rink thinking about. Okay. All right, give me let me see. I know you're still dealing with it. I might have the brother read a little bit more. But I want to get these out. Yeah, go to page. Read what's in blue, the first one I sent.
Okay.
Right, that way we can set the stage and run right through it, right?
Okay.
The first one I sent, because should be the bottom one.
Okay, I see. Okay. All right. All right. Hellenistic.
And should be it is a fact, right? Is that the first one?
Yeah, come on, this one here.
I think that's the second one.
Oh, this one here, sir.
That's sent. Yeah, there you go.
All right. It is a fact that the barriers of the idea of Hellenization among the Jews were not distributed among various classes of Jews, of Jewish society, but were entirely confined to one class.
You see that? Keep going.
Namely, the ruling
aristocrat.
So,
right. Aristocracy. Yeah, aristocracy. So the rich or the ruling aristocracy would be our preachers or the rich who we just named. So they felt that why try to get these poor Negroes? Let's go get Michael Jordan,
right,
and persuade him. Let's go get Oprah and persuade her. You see what I'm saying? You get the rich and the ruling aristocracy, right? You rule over them. Then what the Negroes gonna do? They're gonna get in line, right? Oh, well, they rich. That's how they did it. I'm finna go and get in line. So our oppressor is clever because he's like, well, I don't have to, deal in the hood. I go ahead and get a rich Negro or a rich sister and put them on television, make them do some commercials or whatever, and all the rest of the Negroes gonna say, man, I sure want to be like them.
Right.
Right. And they quick to sell their soul. That's the ruling aristocracy. Keep going.
The ruling aristocracy of Jerusalem.
Yeah.
This being the case, the study of the question shifts from the purely cultural to the historical and social spheres.
Right. That's how they control them. Keep going.
And we may ask, what was the reason why the Jewish aristocracy at a given historical moment, that is in the time of the rule of Antiochus Epiphanes, decided to lead the Jewish people along the road of Hellenization.
So it just happens to be around the same time. That's absolutely amazing. The time is impeccable. So they're saying this happened to be able to persuade the people. It was coming from Antiochus and the 4 generals that he put over, which was his family. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
The more deeply we probe the social structure of the Jewish people in the Hellenistic period, the clearer becomes the fact that Hellenization was only an external expression of an inner historical process.
Right. So it looked like it was on the outside for everybody, but it's really to hypnotize and put Black and Hispanic Native Indian under their rulership. I'm saying y'all might know. Okay, so like people are aware of the Olympics, right? When you have the Olympics, and inside of the Olympics, you have, the shot put. I don't know what you got. Track. You got the 220, the 400, the mile run. Whatever. You brothers might know a lot about track, right? Y'all run track. Know about track? Yeah, a little bit, right? So in running the track, you had Olympus, right? Which is this Greek, right? Mythological, right? Olympus. Then you had Prometheus, right? Prometheus. All these people, they run that whole naked Olympics, right? Because back in Rome, they did, when they were living in Rome, they did everything you see right now, right? With them running up and down and doing the shot put and running the hurdles, they did all of that butt naked. Every event you saw, right? And if you still got an out of day, they still do it butt naked. So they still ain't got no damn clothes on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you got to wear Speedos and run to run a 10-9 and 100, right? Speedos must give you a little bit more speed. Come on, man. I'm just saying. Thanks. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna throw the shot put, you know what I'm saying? But you know, let me stop. I'm trying to get graphic, right? Right. But y'all understand what I'm saying, right? It's still virtually naked because Olympus and Prometheus and all those that did the Olympics, the way our oppressor thinks, he's a goddamn sexual deviant. That's how he thinks. That's right. Like it's a part of him naturally. He don't have to go out of his way to think it. And we've adapted those same cultures. We've adapted those same ways. We've adapted and being the same way he is, right? Keep going.
Which in reality bore no direct relation to cultural questions. This process has to be studied for the correct appreciation of the Philo-Hellenistic movement in the brief period before the rebellion of Judah the Maccabee.
Right. Okay. Read the next one. Read page 18. Then we're done.
Come. That's the orange one.
No, that's the next blue. It's two of them in blue.
Okay, we go. Come. Hellenism was not introduced into Israel by the forces outside.
Hold on. Stop. You hear that? Read that again. I probably read it about 2 times.
Come. Hellenism was not introduced into Israel by the forces outside.
Brothers and sisters got to hear this. Can anybody ask it? Can anybody answer that? What does that mean? Read it one more time.
Hellenism was not introduced into Israel by the forces outside.
One of the sisters. What does that mean?
I'm sorry.
One of the sisters. Let's repeat it again.
Come.
Hellenism. Make sure you raise your hand. Right. Keep going.
Hellenism was not introduced into Israel by the forces outside.
Hellenism was not introduced to Israel by the forces of outside. I know what that is? You might want to take a stab at it. Go ahead, sis.
That means there was someone from inside was already corrupted and kind of taught it to everyone else.
Give us just a hand, man. That's exactly what we're talking about. Our oppressor is not conquering us. We're conquering ourselves. I said it earlier. So Hellenism, which means to be Americanized, the way we are in America and celebrate their cultures and paganism, that wasn't introduced to us by them. I just read it again ago. They took Jordan or somebody else, right? The ruling aristocracy, and took them and said, hey, go tell the Negroes to do this right here. Hey, Puffy, go tell them to vote. And then they all gonna go vote because Puffy said it. You see what I'm saying? So they're using our own people. We're selling our own self out. That's what has to stop. Just because somebody got same skin color, look at you and do it, you're like, nah, Michael Jordan, listen, you can float across the sky and you like the god of basketball, but me and my people, we're not doing this. The sisters got to be strong. I hear you, Oprah, you sound good. I watch I'll be watching that sometimes. Even check out little Dr. Phil on your channel and everything. I see that. I'm not doing none of that.
Right.
I don't give a damn if you put the keys to a new car up under my chair. That's what Oprah do. You know what I'm saying? And we cannot fall for that. We have to say, no, that's not right. That's not of the Most High. Right. And then most importantly, is going to damage me and the rest of my nation. So every choice that we make, brothers and sisters, every choice that we make is bigger than us. That's why we got to make sure we move on one accord together, right? With our choices. Keep going.
Come. Part of the Jewish public itself developed an attachment to alien customs and became eager for Hellenistic modes of life to obtain a foothold in Jerusalem.
You hear that? So we actually started liking it and wanting it. The same way we do now. Oh, oppressor, could you please oppress us? Like right now, if they had took off all the Christmas stuff, you know how many people in the church and everybody else? Excuse me, I've been watching television usually around this time. I see a lot of Christmas stuff and I ain't seen that. So, and then you get some Negroes, it's gonna be what? They're gonna, you know, what do you call it? When they go against the government, they gonna no, not rebel. When you it's a protest. They're gonna protest, right? Against the government to have Christmas. Because they ain't seen it on television. Our people will be the main ones leading that. And it's so crazy because why? If we don't have a Michael Jordan or Oprah Winfrey, you know who we got? Shoot, I got to carry on because I remember growing up in the country with Big Mama. And we used to have this and we used to have that. Guess what? Your Big Mama was tricked. Right. Your grandfather, who you respect a lot, he was tricked. Your auntie and your mama, who you grew up with those traditions, who, you know, got you all the presents and everything, they were deceived and they were breaking the laws of God, right? And we have to set the bar. You know what I'm saying? We have to make the change. Because if we don't do it, we're going to end up doing the same thing. If you don't stop your children, like when your children get in, that's when it really gets serious. When your children get in, you ought to say, oh man, I can't do it. Don't do like our oppressor. I raised them. That's not an oppressor. I raised them. I'm in the truth. But my children, I don't know what they're doing. They think, and don't do that. Your children are gonna do exactly what you do. Especially if you grab them by the hair and tell them, get down. Well, yeah. I'm saying, especially if you serve the Lord real good. Don't touch your children. We don't beat children. But I'm saying, especially if you serve the Lord and you have your head that's serving the Lord, your children are gonna look and say, shoot, I'm gonna get in there. Same way when you take them to church. They just start going to church because you're going to church. You start serving the Lord and saying, I ain't eating pork and I ain't doing this and I ain't doing that. I'm gonna serve the Lord. I'm gonna serve the God of Israel. They're gonna do the same thing. But if you're not doing it, they're gonna look and they're gonna see it. Right? All right, keep going.
Okay. Now, if the aspiration of Hellenization arose among the Jews as a result of the eternal development of Jewish history, it dissolves upon us to investigate the factors which led part of the Jewish community to Hellenization.
So we have to come and have a meeting amongst ourselves because it's all about us doing it. We can't say, hey man, I just held a meeting. I'm saying we got a little community meeting and stuff. And well, who'd you invite? I invited Sarah and Ken and Tommy and Billy. They're gonna come and they're gonna help us and they're gonna help our black community. No, they're not. No, they're not. Naturally, they don't know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what Kanye West said. What? George Bush don't like black people. I was like, you can't make him like nobody, man. What's wrong with you?
Right.
You can't make him like another a nation of people. That's what we think. We think that these Negroes don't know too much because they in the hood, they grew up with me, whatever. They have a good day every now and then. But these, that Uncle Ruckus, but these white folks over here, they impeccable. Those are the ones that's gonna lead us to liberation. No, that's not. You know what I'm saying, naturally they're gonna lead you to death. They don't know how to do it, even if they say they know how to do it. Everything our oppressor does that you think is good is learned behavior. The same way we do everything that's against God's laws, it's learned behavior, right? We're really righteous men and women of the Lord, man. Right. Keep going.
And we have to ask, first of all, what was the motive of those who inclined in this direction? The obvious and simple answer is that their aim was the spread of Greek culture, and that for
their aim was what?
It's like the spread of Greek culture.
That's their whole aim, is to spread their culture. Y'all know that. That's how our oppressor is today.
Right.
You could come in with fringes like I do. You know what I'm saying? You could go into work and everything and meet your own. I could go to work just like this. I bet you it'd be one of our own. But I'm talking about the oppressor. He gonna make sure he come, hey, what's that about? Oh, I'm fringes, I'm an Israelite priest. I can tell him. Of course, I want to go to the job and just giving an example. I could go tell him all about me. Oh, okay, that's good. All right. Well, man, you look good, man. And hey, Merry Christmas. He's gonna stick out his hand.
Damn.
He'll stick out his hand. After I just told him I don't celebrate Christmas all day. No, you don't celebrate Christmas. How many people got somebody that's in their family that do that? Hello? Hey, girl, what's up? Listen, first of all, I know you don't celebrate birthdays. That ain't even why I called. Okay? But just to let you know, happy birthday, girl. You're like, damn, I just told you I don't celebrate this. Because they don't know no better. And our people, one of the verses, I got to give my man Shamar one of the verses he pulled is Hosea or what? Our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Not that they don't have none, for a lack of knowledge. And because we turn our back, well, I know a little bit. God just ain't talking to you. He talk to me. You see what I'm saying? I got my personal relationship. I'm in church. I read my Bible. And that right there is hurting us. We have to be on one accord. We all have to think the same. Before we get back into it, do you mean to tell me you think Japanese people and Chinese people, they all feel the same way about everything? Hell no. But what they will do is like, listen, I'm with my people. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna worship Buddha, and we had nothing to do with starting COVID. Okay, that's what my people say. That's what my people say. That's what I'm sticking to. That's what we have to learn how to do. No matter what, stick to the script. Well, my people do, what's it called? Feast of dedication. If my people do feast of dedication, that's what I've been doing for years. Right? They're gonna be at work with you, celebrate Christmas last year. Hey, you know, hey, listen. My people always do feast of dedication. Forget what you saw last year. Go ahead.
Now, what you're saying is heavy, because I remember one time Cap cut one of the Arab Muslims
right
in the Quran. And even though he read it in his book, he said what? He said, I gotta go talk to my brothers.
Gotta go talk to my brothers.
Even though he was proven right there in your face in your own book. He said, even though I see this, I have to go talk to my brothers.
That's how we have to be, man. That's how we have to be. You know what I'm saying? Oppressor could tell me the sky is blue. I'll be like, it don't look blue. And then, you know, one of my brothers might give me some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? It looked blue when you saw it, but what is it now? Maybe 9 o'clock at night. I was like, it's black. So he lied? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm a roll with my brother on whatever he say, when he say do it. Right. And I'll holler at him behind closed doors about it being right or wrong. I don't know. But in front of other nations, we're going to learn how to roll together. The Lord is putting it like that, right? Making it like that. And that's how we won these battles in here, because they were on one accord, fighting together. Keep going.
Come on. The obvious and simple answer is that their aim was the spread of Greek culture, and that for them Hellenization was based on their curiosity, a consciousness of the advantages of Hellenism over Judaism.
So in other words, Greek culture over Black and Hispanics. That was their whole aim, to make sure that you get snapped to your culture. Your name was a YAHANNA, really? Well, you Tyrone. We're gonna slide his last name in here too. No, it's a fact. Look, your mama handed that to you on your birth certificate. Yeah, my mama did hand me this. That's my name. Okay. Well, where I'm from? But it's right there. Okay, well. All right, well, thank you, white man. I guess that's how they get us. Because we're not connected to each other, and we're quick to believe our oppressor and what they say. You know what I'm saying? And it's harder when you say, he'll say, now take that name right there. Don't take a YAHANNA. Take that name I gave you, Tyrone. Go up there and give it to the other white boy up there and tell him you want a job. Well, here, right here. Yeah. Hey, my name's Tyrone. I need a job. I got it? How much I'm gonna get? $20 an hour? Man, my name's Tyrone. Now I'm gonna spell it different because they spell the T while I'm gonna spell the T out. You know what I'm saying? That's what we do with the holidays. I ain't doing Thanksgiving because that's the murder and rape of the, you know what I'm saying, Pequot Indians. And how they burn them in Massachusetts Bay and all of this. Oh, I don't do it like that. I just do it to be thankful. You know, stuff to be thankful for. Guess who told you that? The oppressor told you to do that. That's right. So you're still doing what he told you to do. Oh, get it away from the Indians. Get it away from the Indians. No, don't do that. Make sure you just be thankful. Now run along, boy. And we end up doing it. Instead of doing what Mattathias told him. Keep going. All right, so let's get back to the scripture.
HACHAANAKAH, this is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 32. But the women and children took they captive.
But the what?
But the women and children took they captive.
Yeah, the women in this too. Keep going.
And possessed the cattle.
Okay, drop down to verse 41. So in other words, he's reading how they took everything. Just so y'all know, they took the cattle, they took the women, took the children, anything that they could get their hands on, they destroyed, raped, robbed, pillaged, stole it, right? Which is our oppressor's MO, his mode of operation. Drop down to 41, read.
Verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Y'all hear this, right? Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom. So that's like you living in Texas. You say, man, we got to get the hell out of Round Rock, man. Because they passed new laws telling us to be like this, to be like that. Right. The white man said, where you going? He said, I'm finna go to Killeen. White boy go, Killeen, we need you to have the same, be on one accord like we are, Greek customs and traditions in Killeen. By the time you get to Killeen, hey, y'all doing the same thing? Round Rock. I'm finna go to San Antonio. San Antonio, where you going? No sweat. San Antonio, Greek custom. They sent out a whole decree to all the neighboring cities. You see what I'm saying? For them to do and behave and push Greek culture. So no matter where you went, no matter what county you went to, precinct you ran to, you was gonna run into Greek culture. Well, that's cold business, boy. That's sort of like right now, huh? Yeah, we living in Roman Greco era. Keep reading.
Verse 42. And everyone should leave his laws.
Damn, what? We had to do what?
Leave his laws.
So he wrote that everybody got to leave the laws of the Most High. Everybody meaning us. Keep going.
So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
You see that? So they made their own commandment. All the heathens agreed according to the commandment of the king. They all entered together. That's what we need to learn how to do. Keep reading.
Verse 43. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
That make me sick. Y'all hear that? The Israelites say, shoot, we might as well consent to it too. Right? Got white folks over there doing it. Might as well go on and do it too. Keep reading.
And sacrifice unto idols.
They did what?
Sacrifice unto idols.
Did pagan holidays. Keep going.
And profane the Sabbath.
And profane the Sabbath, y'all. Now let's find out how they profane it. Keep going.
Verse 44. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
You see that? Ours is the commandments of the Lord. The oppressor's rules, they're strange laws. Right? Keep going.
Verse 45.
Go on.
And forbid burnt offerings.
Can't do that no more. Keep going.
And sacrifice. And drink offerings. And the temple. And that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days.
Make us break the laws of our God. Profane it. You see what I'm saying? Profane is just to make it, just call it a whole lie. Everything that we grew up and everything that we were taught, to profane it. Right? To defile everything that we've ever learned, to go against it.
Right.
Man, he's a beast, man. And he ain't even saying, well, they like to wear fringes. But make them eat pork. They're like, no fringes, no pork. Like they wipe you out completely. Right? They don't give you no breaks. I'll say, well, I know you like wearing that little hat and stuff like that. So let him wear that. No, he can't wear the hat. No, take that mitre off, and he finna love the Eagles. Put an eagle on that hat. Yeah. Because white folks don't play, right? When they get ready to go to the stadium, how do they do it? Anybody know how they do it? Go ahead. How they do it?
Paint on their face.
Paint on their face,
Wearing player jerseys.
Wearing? I ain't never seen them wear no clothes. I done seen college students with butt naked with a diaper on. Right. You know what I'm saying? And they paying for Notre Dame. They be painted in blue and silver and whatever. And listen, man, if our oppressor don't have an enemy, like the Eagles are playing the Redskins or something, if they can't yell from one side to the other, we're gonna win, you're gonna lose, we're victory. They gotta have that. And the women are just, they white ones the same way. Woo! Woo! Howl like some damn dogs. They gotta have that. If they don't have that, they will ultimately go crazy. And they're gonna turn back to Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian, and they're gonna seek to destroy you physically. So they have to have those gymnasiums and them stadiums where they can yell back and forth and compete against each other and rock us wild. I done seen them, man. I done been inside the stadium when the Astros lost. I'm sitting right there. I told the partner I was with, I said, man, if they lose, they're gonna start crying. I promise you that white boy. I said, because he ain't got no God.
That's right.
This is his ultimate feeling. He don't have nothing to look up to. All he got is the Astros. He done went and bought all the paraphernalia, the souvenirs and everything, the socks, the underwear, the shirt, the earrings. He done bought everything for him and his wife because that's all they have. Meanwhile, they trying to enjoy the game. They keep looking at me like that. What are you looking at me, man? I'm trying to fit in. I done got a beat. I'm trying to chill like that. No, you got the spirit of the Lord on you. You're not all the way in. Especially when it was 7 inning stretch. Right. And especially when it was, say, can't I sit down? You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not standing up. That's what Mattathias them did, right? Keep going.
Verse 46. And pollute the sanctuary.
That's how they did it. And who else they polluted?
And holy people.
They polluted the sanctuary and the holy people, man. Keep going.
Verse 47. Set up altars and groves and chapels of idols and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean
You
beasts.
see that? So they didn't have to eat the unclean beasts, right? They didn't have to eat the swine flesh. Because why? They don't make you eat it. They just set it up for you. Set it up for you. Us, we be like, man, I ain't eating that stuff. Until what? One of the celebrities. Man, what this, man? Pork rib? Good stuff, man. Be like, damn, I need to eat. I am hungry. And then they eat, ain't nothing happening to them. He just got a major deal. And the rappers there got to sign a $millions sign. Man, I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna get me. And that's what you do. You break them down because we're giving that to them instead of doing what the 7 brothers did. What? I'd rather die.
Right.
I'd rather die. And this is happening to me because of what I might have done in the past or our people did in the past. So I'm going to take that. Mama, you ready to die? Me and your mama gonna die. That's the hardest story. That's gangster. That's one of the hardest stories in the Bible, man. Right, keep reading.
Verse 48. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
Oh man, keep going, man.
And make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanness and profanation.
Keep going.
Verse 49.
You go read down to 50. Keep going.
You said go to 50.
Read down to 50. You have 49.
Verse 49. To the end they might forget the law and change all the ordinances.
That's the whole point. If I could just work on you and put the ruling aristocracy around you, the way you say, man, I'm not going to forget. How are you going to forget, though? You're going to have a child, and that child is going to go to school. And what's going to happen? Like the example I gave you today, right? I know you're teaching your child in the choir about let's say Halloween. But if you come back and what if your child left in regular clothes and came back in a skeleton suit, and he got Halloween candy and he got pumpkins in his hand, man, you probably flip this table over, man. So we actually have to send our children to their schools and then tell them before they go, and then once they come home, they distort it, they're destroyed. You got to reteach it when they get home.
Yeah, I'm right.
So Black families, Hispanic families, Native Indian families, we have to work double and work harder because a child is what? Very persuasive. You can tell him what you want to. You put him on that bus and he's like, man, look at little Jimmy in the Halloween. Oh, they're like they're having so much fun. Look at this. And listen, they at home with you 4 hours. They at school 8 and 9 hours. You see what I'm saying? So the odds are set against us, right? That's why we have to serve the Lord. The Lord is on our side. That's why it's going to take a Black man by the name of Jesus Christ, YAHANNA, to come back and destroy this place, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? All right, keep going.
Verse 50. And whosoever would not do according to the commandment of the king, he said he should die.
You hear that? And if you didn't do what the king said, then he said, well, they just kill him, man. You're going to die.
Right.
Here, you can spiritually die. Right? Me being in the entertainment field, I know that for a fact. But I know my rhymes is dope. I know my music sounds good, but I won't sell my soul.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And then be like, damn, well, old dude got a deal. Like, damn, I was on the same deal with him. I was getting ready to get on the Snoop Dogg tour and get on the Ice Cube tour. And well, I didn't get on the tour, but the other guy got on the tour. Because he's willing to, sell his soul out.
Right.
Whether he of me or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether he look like me or not. All right, drop down for time's sake. Drop down to verse 54.
Verse 54. Now the 15th day of the month Kislew, and the
Caslew.
It's like a Caslew, and the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar.
So they took everything down. Now, since the Greeks have control of it, they're setting things up in the temple. Right? Keep going.
And build idols.
They build idols and put them in the temple. Keep going.
Throughout the cities of Judah, on every side.
And they idols be what? Little white man, naked man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And everything on them look like a little baby. That's the best I can describe it. Go ahead.
Verse 55. And burnt incense at the doors of their houses and in the streets. 56.
Good night.
And when they had rent in pieces the books of the law.
The rent means to what?
Rip
apart, to tear. So when they ripped the Bible, the books of the law, that's what they did. Because they got to stop the instruction. Right. Keep going.
Which they found. They burnt them with fire.
Man, listen, man. I'm trying not to stand up and flip this table over. Keep going.
Verse 57. And whosoever was found with any of the book of the Testament.
And if you was found with any sheets of the Bible, keep going.
Or if any committed to the law.
Or if you said, well, I'm going to do the law anyway, keep going.
The king's commandment was that they should put him to death.
No sweat, Negro, kill him. Unalive him. Right? Because he's trying to be, he's a threat. He's a Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ was a what? A revolutionary who threatened the infrastructure of the Roman Empire. That's the black Christ in the Bible. Right? Keep going.
Verse 58. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month, to as many as were found in the cities.
Damn, every month.
Verse 59. Now the 25th and 20th day of the month, they did sacrifice upon the idol altar, right, which was upon the altar of God. Verse 60. At which time, according to the commandment, they put to death certain women.
They put to death what?
Certain women.
They put to death what?
Certain women.
Y'all sisters hear that, right? Okay, keep going. Y'all trust me, y'all in it. Because y'all the first teacher of the child. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all fold and say, well, baby, you right, you know, we're gonna have to do this, you might as well go and do that because I pay. That's what they want. Because the woman is extremely persuasive over the man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what sisters in the ISUPK know. Because everybody else think we don't, you know, we do our women all kind of way. ISUPK woman know how persuasive she is over the man. That's a whole other subject. I'll teach a class on. You know what I'm saying? Woman has power over the man. That's in the Bible. But her power has to be on one accord to uplift the man and with the children. Right. And don't fold. Saying the man might come to you one day and say, maybe I can't do this. Oh, yes, you is gonna do this. Oh, no, you're gonna do this. You're gonna be like, yeah, you're right. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what she was thinking. Don't ever come to me like that again. Right. You're like, damn, she hardcore. You know what I'm saying? That's how you gotta be. And then that make your man hardcore, man. Woman, the woman is very persuasive, and the woman has a strong influence on her man. Keep going.
Verse 60. That had caused their children to be circumcised.
You see what I'm saying? So they went after the women who said, what? I'm still going to circumcise my child. So they say, you know what, you can get it too then. We'll kill you too then. Keep going.
Verse 61. And they hanged the infants about their neck.
And they did what in front of the sister, man? They did what?
They hanged the infants.
Y'all hear that, man? A lot of y'all got babies right now. They was to hang your son or your daughter. Say, man, it'd be some furniture moving in the city. Keep going.
And rifled their houses and slew them that had circumcised. Verse 62. Howbeit many in Israel were fully resolved and confirmed in themselves not to eat any unclean thing. 63. Wherefore, the rather to die, that they might not be defiled with meats, that they might not be psychic, that they might not profane the holy covenant. Right. So then they died.
You see that? Don't ever believe what your church pastor say. God, Jesus, he died for all of our sins and he nailed it to the cross. Pass that poke sandwich over here. That is a lie. Our people would rather die than eat pork. Right. That's the truth about the Bible that's not taught in the Christian church.
That's right.
I'm saying only in the ISUPK, under command and General YAHANNA, is where you're gonna find the truth, man. Right. That's where you're gonna find the spirit to fight. That's where you're gonna have the zeal to serve the Lord. Keep going.
Verse 64. And there was very great wrath upon Israel.
All right, let's go to chapter 2. We're gonna run through this.
Verse 1.
Yep, on the top.
This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 2, verse 1. And those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Joreb from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Modin. Verse 2. And he had 5 sons, Johanan, called Caddis. Verse 3. Simon, called Thassi, Judas, who was called Maccabeus, Eleazar, called Alvaron, and Jonathan, whose surname was Aphus. Verse 6. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, woe is me. Wherefore was I born?
See that? He say, woe is me. Destruction is on me. Right? Keep going.
Verse 7. He said, woe is me. Wherefore was I born to see the was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy.
That's a hard thing to look at. Keep going.
And the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Verse 8. Her temples become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity.
Yeah, they did that. They took them away into captivity. And not only, we're getting ready to read where they set up, right? As we read in the last verse, right? The last chapter. They set up port and said they put prostitutes inside the temple. Right? They profaned everything that was holy. When you profane the temple, you what? You profane the holy ones, right? Keep going.
Her infants are slain in the streets. Her young men with the sword of the enemy.
Look at that.
Verse 10. What nation hath not had part in her kingdom?
Judith 5, chapter 5, verse 20 and 21. Go ahead.
And gotten of her spoils. Verse 11. All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman, she has become a bondslave. Verse 12. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory is laid waste. And the Gentiles have profaned it.
Right. This Gentiles is the heathen. These the Greeks by nation. These are the Greeks by nation. You understand? These the Greeks by nation that profaned it. Right? Keep going. And listen, this is why they don't want us to see the Apocrypha. Because the Apocrypha is going to let you know about the Roman Greco era. So when it's talking about Jews and Greeks, right? We all one, male or female, bond servant, free. We all one in Christ Jesus. Those Greeks are the Israelites.
That's right.
Who were living, have been Hellenized by the Greek culture. Because if not, then it would be just the Jews and the Greeks,
Right.
Which make no sense, right? The Jews and the Greeks, those Greeks were still Israelites, man. Okay, but these Gentiles, as far as context, these are the heathens that profane, right? And set up our altars wickedly like this. Keep going.
Right.
Verse 13. To what end, therefore, shall we live any longer? 14. Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes and put on sackcloth.
Come on.
And mourn very sore.
If I could.
Good. No.
This is what we're doing right now. What we're doing right now is mourning for the fall of Jerusalem.
Right.
Every day we go to camp, every time we talk about the oppression that we live through in America and all around, we are doing what they're doing in this scripture.
Right.
We're mourning, we're remembering, because that's where it starts when the rebuilding. The reason the civil rights movement started is because they were talking about the crimes that were committed against the people.
Right.
Once you start to talk about it, see, okay, let me tell you what your oppressor don't want you to do. Your oppressor don't want the conversation to start.
That's right.
That's how
That's right.
That's how the fight starts. It starts with talking about it first. Once we start talking about oppression and slavery, then you'll start talking about fighting. What did they do? World War III going on.
Right.
What did they do during the Thanksgiving break? Ceasefire.
Right.
Why did they make a ceasefire during the Thanksgiving break?
Sure.
Because if they don't get to celebrate their holiday, then it would create torment over here.
Nope.
Because it's a holiday to celebrate them killing Native Americans.
Nope. Why did they do a ceasefire during Thanksgiving?
Is that like the only time where everybody is like one?
You close. That's close. Let me tell you why. They did a ceasefire during Thanksgiving because that's a time when everybody comes together and they don't want you to start talking about what's going on in the Middle East.
Right.
Good.
If you would have been all together in the house
Good
eating
night.
dinner, talking about World War III,
Right.
then everybody could have been on one accord.
Right.
And everybody could have gotten the same information. And while we're talking about it, then what you would have started doing? Looking it up. And then people would be like, oh, look, I just found this. Oh, did you know this happened? Did you know that? And now the conversation of anger starts. See, that's the reason we've been so complacent for so long, because the church tell you what? Don't talk about it. It's the past. Let the past be the past.
Right.
Forgive them. Turn the other cheek. But now, what we doing is talking about it in here. So it's keeping it fresh on your mind and it's keeping you angry. That's what Mattathias was doing with his sons when they came together. Keep going.
Verse 15. And the meanwhile, the king's officers, such as compelled them people to revolt, came into the city, Modin, to make them sacrifice. Verse 16. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Verse 17. Then answered the king's officers and said to Mattathias on this wise, thou art a ruler and an honorable and a great man in this city.
Who is he talking to?
Mattathias?
He talking to who is talking to Mattathias?
The king.
His own people?
Well, yeah, but who is talking to Mattathias? So you can understand what's going on. The king's officer.
Right.
The king's officer is talking to Mattathias, and what did he say to him? You are what?
Thou art a ruler and an honorable and great man in this city.
Go ahead.
And strengthened with sons and brethren. Verse 18. Now therefore come thou first and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done. Yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends.
So he said, you popular among the people. Everybody listen to you. Everybody love you.
Right.
So why don't you come and follow the king's commandment first?
Right.
Then all the people of Judah will follow you because you popular.
Right.
That's the same thing that's happening right now. Everybody looking at the lifestyle that the rich people live. That's who you look at for your you know, how you want to live. You smoke the drugs that Snoop Dogg smokes.
Right.
Because you like his music. You have sex with the women that T.I. have sex with, all you know, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson.
Right. Well, got influence
because them the ones you look up to. What does the Bible call them? The people you look up to. The stars of heaven. That's what the Bible calls them. The stars of heaven. The people you look up to. So that's what Mattathias is. He's a star. Let's see how he used his star power. Keep going.
Verse 18. And thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards.
What is he telling them to do?
Sell out?
Sell out. He say, listen, if you come in and you listen and do what's supposed to be done, then we're going to give you rewards because people going to follow you. People going to listen to you. We're going to give you and your children.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 19. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall away every one from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments. Verse 20. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers.
Give him a hand. That's what he said. He said, even though all you other niggas change on y'all God, change from your culture and follow up to another nation, me and my sons, we gonna keep following what our fathers taught us to do.
Man.
We're not going to sell out. Keep going.
Verse 21. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinance. 22. We will not hearken to the king's words to go from our religion, either on the right hand or on the left.
He said, we're not going to go from our religion. We're not going to leave our culture to the right hand or the left. We're going to follow it to the T. Drop down to 24.
Verse 24. Which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal.
So what happened? This man was mad and he tried to make a sacrifice on the altar in front of him.
Right.
When Mattathias saw it, he got pissed off. Keep going.
Verse 24. And his reins trembled, neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar.
Now, he's sitting on his horse, and he's holding the horse's rein. That's the rope. That the rein is the bit that's in his mouth, and then it's the rope that's around his neck. That's what controls the steering wheel.
Right.
He's holding the reins, and he see him make a sacrifice to his false god.
He just made a speech too.
He started trembling on his rein. He got hot. He jumped off his horse and killed them on the altar. Keep going.
Verse 25. Also the king's commissioner.
And killed the king's commissioner.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Who compelled men to sacrifice.
Go ahead.
He killed and that time.
Go ahead.
And the altar he pulled down.
And he broke down their altar. He killed those men that was telling people to make them sacrifices, and he killed and he tore down the altar. Keep going.
Verse 26. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of God, like as Phinehas did unto Zambri, the son of Shalom. Verse 27. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, whosoever is zealous of the law and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me.
He said, whoever love the Lord, do what?
Let him follow me.
He said, whoever's serious about keeping the law and you ain't scared,
right,
follow me.
That's right.
See, that's what do we say in the school? We won't know what?
No cowards.
We won't know cowards in our camp.
Yeah.
Only men prepared to pray.
No, to die.
To dance.
To die.
To sing.
To die.
Only men prepared to die. Because what happens when you follow the law? What happens when you follow the Lord? What happens when you're serious about the Lord? You die for the truth.
That's right.
That's why our music's so aggressive.
Because
we warriors, we ready to die for this.
That's right.
That's the only way you're gonna get freedom. How did they get freedom in 1776? How were they set apart from the British? Did they say, all right, we're gonna go over here and get with the Native Indians, and we're gonna love them and unify with them, and we're gonna become one with the Native Indians?
Right.
They killed the Native Indians and they went to war with the people they were trying to get away from.
Right.
That's what they did. That's the only way you get freedom. Right. Fighting for it. Right. Keep, where you at?
Verse 28.
Go ahead.
Verse 28. So he and his sons fled into the mountains and left all that ever they had in the city.
All right. Draw down to 32.
Verse 32. They pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them and made war against them on the Sabbath day.
So now they coming back to get their get back, and it's a group of people that was caught that they found that were Israelites, and they made war with these people on what day?
On the Sabbath day.
Now what is the Sabbath day? What is that? Say this.
A day of rest.
A day of rest.
That's right.
So if you are a Christian, if you are a fake Israelite,
right?
What do you think you can't do on the Sabbath?
Nothing.
You can't do nothing on the Sabbath.
Man.
So what you can, if somebody run up on you and slap the hell out of you,
Right.
you got to do what? You got to rest. You got to rest. You got to say, wait till tomorrow.
Right, I'm gonna get you tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'm gonna get you because that's the day of work, and I'm gonna work you tomorrow. But today I gotta rest. That's what happened. Keep reading.
Verse 33.
Hey, that's what you're gonna say. Next time a fake Israelite walk up and say, y'all out here working on the Sabbath. So if I slap the hell out of you today, or you gonna wait till tomorrow to want to fight?
Right.
Keep going.
Verse 33. And they said unto them, let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live.
Go ahead.
34. But they said, we will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment to profane the Sabbath day.
You see what I'm saying? They trying to be righteous by the law, but they don't understand the spirit.
Right.
They understand, they reading the letter of the law, they know what it say, remember the Sabbath, keep it holy, it's a day of rest and all that, but they don't understand that that's really just a day off.
Right.
That don't mean that you can die on the Sabbath.
Right.
They gonna rest so much, they gonna die. Nah, they don't understand the law. Keep going.
35.
Uh-oh.
So then they gave them the battle with all speed.
So then after they said they ain't gonna fight, them devils was like, we finna whoop y'all ass then. He said he gave them the battle with all speed.
Good night.
They ran through them. Go ahead.
Verse 36. Howbeit they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them.
Yikes.
Nor stopped the places where they had where they laid them. Verse 37. But said, let us die all in our innocency. Yeah. Heaven and earth will testify for us.
You hear that? God's going to know that we were righteous while we die. Who that sound like? Sound like the Christian church. That sound like, that sound like what happened. God rest their soul. But that sound like what happened when Dylan Roof ran in that church. Dylan Roof said, bow, Brother said, "Oh, let me pray for you, brother." Bow. Next Christian popped up. "Let me pray for you." Right. Bow. Oh, shout out bow tie. They died. Man. Until somebody got tired of seeing their brothers die, and they upped on Dylan. Did they up on somebody shoot him? I think somebody shot him. That was another incident.
Yeah, because Dylan Bruce, he got carried out.
He went to Burger King. He had it his way.
Prayed while he reloaded.
Right, he had it his way.
Damn.
That's what he did.
Good night.
He had it his way in there with them people. Keep going.
Verse 37. That ye put us to death wrongfully.
Keep going. Yeah.
Verse 38. So they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they slew them with their wives and children and their cattle, to the number of 1,000 people.
Let me tell you something. If you following the wrong people, it can cost you your life.
That's right.
If you under the wrong leadership, getting the wrong breakdowns, getting the wrong understanding, it can cost you your life. Because somebody can tell you, we gonna pray. When World War III come to your front door, and it's the Sabbath day, we're gonna hold hand, and God is gonna testify that we righteous. God is gonna testify that God gonna testify that we got bodies on us if they run on our day.
Right.
They gonna say, yeah, them brothers got bodies because the day that they ran in there.
Right.
Our women and children are gonna be safe.
That's right.
I pray you understand that.
Right.
Keep going.
Verse 39. Now when Mattathias and his friends understood hereof, they mourned for them right sore.
When Mattathias and them heard what happened to their brothers and their friends, they was like, damn, man, them fake Israelites. Fake Israelite groups, man. I told them niggas to come to get in class, man. Damn, right. Man, that ain't dead. Yeah. That ain't been unalive because they've been listening to the wrong breakdowns all this time. It's to cost them their life. Keep going.
Verse 40. And one of them said to another, if we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth.
You hear what they did? They started having councils with themselves.
Right.
Brothers that wasn't together, that wasn't in the same, wasn't together and touching and agreeing. They saw a group of brothers get destroyed. And they started talking amongst each other and say, hey, we got to do something.
Right.
Because if we don't, we're going to die like them. Don't be the examples that make sure everybody know not to be like you. That's what we don't want to be. We don't want to be the example that let the nation know, well, we don't want to be like them, because if we like them, we're going to die like them. Keep going.
Verse 41. At that time, therefore, they decreed, saying, whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him.
What did they say?
We will fight against him.
This is in the spirit right here. They're going to say, listen, you see what happened to them? That ain't going to happen with us.
That's right.
They'll run up on us on the Sabbath. They're going to get their ass beat. Keep going.
Neither will we die all.
And we not going to die. Keep going.
As our brethren that were murdered in the secret places.
They were martyrs?
Murdered.
They were murdered. That's what happened to them. They're not going to be remembered as righteous men. We laughing at them. They remembered as cowards.
Right.
They are gone down in history as dummies. Keep going.
Verse 42. Then came there unto him a company of Assyrians, who were mighty men of Israel.
Right.
Even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law. Verse 43. Also all they that fled for persecution, joined themselves unto them, and were a stay unto them. Verse 44. So they joined their forces and smote sinful men in their anger.
They joined forces with these other brothers and killed them, unalived them people.
That's it.
Keep going.
And wicked men in their wrath. But the rest fled to the heathen for succor. Verse 45. Then Mattathias and his friends went round about. And
drop down to 49.
Verse 49. Now when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, he said unto his sons, now hath pride and rebuke gotten strength, and the time of destruction, and the wrath of indignation. Verse 50. Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your father.
As he was dying, he didn't tell his son to turn the other cheek. He said, give your lives for the law. He said, stand up, be men, be strong, because I'm about to leave. And, you know, we in the truth, you know what I'm saying, that this is what happened with Moses. Right. Moses led them through the wilderness, all the way up until the point to get to the promised land, and he had to send them off with a farewell note. It's the same thing they do. We working right now, so we ain't got to do it.
Right.
We don't want to get the kids all the way up to learning who they are, and then right when the door about to bust open, we be like, well, y'all, y'all hold it down. We about to go. We'll be back. No, that's why we fighting so hard now.
That's right.
We're fighting so hard so that we can get out of this hell that we in.
That's right.
Keep going.
Verse 51. Call to remembrance what acts of our fathers did in their time.
That's what you gotta do. Call to remembrance the acts of our fathers. You gotta teach your children this. That's why we're doing it right now. This is the feast of dedication, because our family, our children don't even know how real our ancestors was.
That's right.
You think that your grandfather was nothing but a fast runner through the woods on the Underground Railroad. You didn't know your grandfather fought against the Greek army. Now imagine this. Let me help you see it. The Greek army was like America. It was a superpower. They was conquering everything. And then Jerusalem was not as strong as they used to be, because they was in a fallen state, because they were just being defeated by the Greeks. So they fallen, they're not as strong as they used to be. The Greeks is coming in and taking over and giving out their culture to the people. They destroy it. That's who you come from. You come from a people that are really warriors, though.
That's right.
The Jewish man, right? The Jewish man that everybody believes is a Jew right now. Name a boxer that's a Jewish boxer that's whooping ass. Right. Name somebody in the UFC that's Jewish that's whooping ass. Name a Jewish football player that's out there laying people on their backs. Lay a Jewish basketball player that's dunking, doing 360. Where's they Samson at?
Right.
Where's the reincarnated David from the Jewish man?
Right.
Where is he at? He don't exist because they not the people.
That's right.
We can't find David. David probably in the NBA. That's where he at. He probably doing 360 dunks in the dunk contest. That's where he at. Damn, Samson is probably the lineman for the Ravens.
Right.
That's where he at.
Right.
We can't find them because there's so many of us that's doing all these miraculous things like the men in the Bible. The men in the Bible did things that were miracles, and the only group of people you see doing that in the earth right now today is us.
Right.
So how the hell is it them? No, we ain't taking that. Your people are the greatest people on this earth. We reading this book about your ancestors. Keep reading.
Verse 55, verse 50. And give your lives.
51.
Verse 51. So shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name.
So you receive what?
Great honor and an everlasting name.
You're going to receive great honor and an everlasting name. Woo. We reading about Mattathias and we reading about his sons right now.
That's right.
Why? Because their name is everlasting.
That's right.
We talking about them right now. 2,000-3,000 years later. Their reputation has proceeded past their time. Now, that's what you want to be. You want to be somebody that can be remembered forever.
Right.
I want to be somebody that I die, come back, and they'd be like, Yatazak, verse 10, chapter 10, verse 2. In the mission of Acuna, we went into the dark places of Mexico. Come on. That's what I want to be in. You know what I'm saying? That's what we working for. And the angel of the Lord appeared before the men of the Lord and led them through the valley of the shadow of death. Right. That's what we working for. That's what we working for. Now what you working for? That's what you working for?
Right.
Praise him. That's how you're gonna be remembered when your praise breaks. What you gonna be remembered by? You ain't doing nothing. You out here faking and shaking and acting like you're holy. You don't understand what these records are about. Keep going.
Verse 52. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? Verse 53. Joseph, at the time of his distress, kept the commandment.
Kept the what?
Kept the commandment.
Joseph kept who?
The commandment.
Wait a minute, there wasn't no commandment when Joseph was around. This is before the children of Israel went into the wilderness.
That's right. Cut.
But it said Joseph kept the commandment.
Cut.
Well, and what happened?
And was made Lord of Egypt.
He was made Lord in Egypt, and he kept the commandments when there was no commandments.
Right.
You know what he kept? His father's religion.
Good night.
He kept his family culture. That's why it's so important that we are in here today. Because the only way you're going to understand who you are is you got to know where you come from.
That's right.
That's why history is a subject in school. You got to know who you are. You got to know where you come from. And that's why you stand up and you drop a tear. Proud to be an American. Because you know the history of America.
That's right.
You know how they got to be in here, and you hear the Star Spangled Banner, and you get chills. And you drop a tear every time. One solitary tear by itself. It just drop out the corner of your eye when you hear the home of the brave.
That's right, man.
And it made me so mad because black people sing it so good.
Right.
Well, if nigga could sing Star Spangled Banner and just make somebody that hate this place love song.
The white folks singing and mess up the words and everything.
This ain't their own country. But a black man to sing the Star Spangled Banner and he the slave. Keep going now. So I'm about to get mad at the song.
Verse 54.
Scroll down to 61.
Verse 61. And thus consider ye throughout all ages.
Some of the ages.
Throughout all ages. That none put their trust in him shall be overcome. Verse 62. Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms.
He said, don't fear the words of a sinful man. Your oppressor is simple.
That's right.
You can't fear a liar.
Right.
You're going to fear a liar. Somebody that ain't never had a fight, he going to tell you he going to beat you up. And you scared. Now you skipping school. You trying to get a gun. You ain't nobody in school seen them fight. Anybody seen Bobby fight?
Right.
Bobby who? Who is Bobby? Bobby, the one that, Bobby? Nah, ain't nobody seen him fight. Man, I'm telling you, man, I'm gonna kill that nigga if he run up on me. What you scared of?
Right.
Bobby gonna ball up his fist, like Bobby gonna come up on you like this.
Yeah.
Bobby gonna try to hit you like this. And once you see him put his hands up, you're gonna be like, beat the brakes off.
Right.
But because he talks so much, you afraid. That's the problem. You believe in simple people, liars. Keep going.
Verse 63. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found.
Today he gonna be lifted up, but tomorrow he's not gonna be found. What is he telling you? Your oppressor is winning today.
Right.
But there's a day that's coming.
Come.
He's gonna lose.
That's right.
Right now, his justice system is winning. His military is winning. His economics is winning. He's making so much money. You can't see the world, well, your oppressor not on top in your mind.
Right.
What we doing right now, it's like, yeah, it's cool. We in here, we in the little house, teaching the Bible, like some, But you don't understand that one day you're going to look up and we're going to be in a building with an echo. We're going to be in a building with an echo and y'all ain't going to even see each other because y'all going to be so far apart.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be so many people in between you. And you're going to remember this day.
Right.
You're going to remember these days like this. And you're going to say, man, this is what they was talking about.
That's right.
We really doing it. We really did it. The day that the clouds crack open and your king come, when everyone is in pure agony and fear, you're going to be like, oh shit. It's happening.
Right.
You're gonna be in awe. While everybody falling to the ground for fear, you're gonna fall into the ground in reverence.
Right.
Because you're gonna be so
thankful that it really came to pass. And that's what you got to see what's happening right now. What's really happening is the Lord is showing you that this place is going to fall. And one day, no, he didn't say one day, he said when?
Today.
No, today he winning, but what's the next part?
And tomorrow.
When?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. How far is tomorrow? Tomorrow is
Right,
like 2-3 hours.
Right.
That's it. In a few hours, you gonna be on top.
Right.
Go ahead.
Come on, verse 63. And tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned into his dust, and his thought is come to nothing.
He gonna return to his dust, back to the bottom where he belongs.
Right.
And his mindset and his thought about being on top, that's gonna be gone forever.
Right.
You'll never ever revere and respect an oppressor again.
Right.
Keep going.
Verse 64. Wherefore, ye my sons, be valiant, and show yourselves men in the behalf of the law. For by it ye shall obtain glory.
That's what you're gonna do. You're not gonna be afraid. You're not gonna run, because at the end of this, we're gonna get the kingdom. We're gonna get the glory that we waited for. All right, let's go to chapter 4 real quick.
Verse 1.
Let me see what I skipped.
I got
what you got?
49 through 61.
Let me see. What's happening in chapter 3?
I started from the top. I went 29 verses and 3.
Started on 40. Wait. Give me verse 7.
And verse 3. I mean chapter 3.
Chapter 3, verse 7.
Come. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 7. He grieved also many kings, and made Jacob glad with his acts, and his memorial is blessed forever.
Read verse 10.
Verse 10. Then Apollonius gathered the Gentiles together in a great host out of Samaria to fight against Israel.
Fighting against Israel, fighting against Judas Maccabees. 14.
Verse 14. He said, I will get me a name and honor in the kingdom, for I will go fight with Judas and them that are with him.
Now, guess what? Apollonius, guess what he is? But you can't guess.
The Greek?
Got it.
Anybody know?
Israelite.
Yeah. Let me see. Apollonius was a coon.
Right. That's all it was.
That's what he was. He was a coon that worked for the king.
Right.
And this man was, he was a Greek, because he has bought and he has sold out.
Right.
Somebody, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I just want to say, like, that's so, like, heavy that you're saying is like, because our oppressor, they always use us to destroy us.
That's right.
Like when you look at the Buffalo Soldiers, they use, Judah, black men,
Good night.
to go to war with our Native American brothers. Because our oppressors, they were so slow, they couldn't catch our Native American brothers. They used us because we were fast, just like our Native American brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Slave catcher.
Cops today. Slave patrol.
Okay. So like Texas slave.
Yep. 14.
Verse 14. He said, I will get me a name and honor. I will get me a name and honor in the kingdom, for I will go fight with Judas and them that are with him, who despise the king's commandment.
Keep going.
Verse 15. So he made him ready to go up, and there went with him a mighty host of the ungodly to help him, and to be avenged of the children of Israel.
Yep. This is a coon. Drop down to 19.
Yep.
Verse 19. For the victory of battle standeth not in the multitude of an host, but strength cometh from heaven.
Listen, let me tell you what Judas said, though. Judas said, listen, man, I know we outnumbered, but the victory of battle don't stand in your number. It don't stand in your host. It stands in the strength that cometh from the Most High.
Right.
Keep going.
I will come. Verse 20. They come against us in much pride and iniquity to destroy us and our wives and children and to spoil us. Verse 21. But we fight for our lives and our laws.
For what?
But we fight for our lives and our laws.
See, this ain't what your pastor say. Your pastor, your pastors ain't fighting for their lives, and they damn sure ain't fighting for no laws.
Right.
But your laws is the thing that make you who you are. In the New Testament, he calls it the salt that gives us flavor.
Man.
When you ain't got fringes on, who you look like? The Greeks.
Right.
Look like a Roman.
That's right.
But when you throw these fringes on and walk in the room stop. Like, who was this nigga walking in with all these shingles hanging off of him? What is that? What is this? What is where do y'all get this from? Why? Because this is the flavor the Lord gave us. And the only way you're gonna see the true spirit of an Israelite, we gotta fight for our laws.
Right.
And our lives.
That's right.
Keep going.
Come. Verse 22. Wherefore the Lord himself will overthrow them before our face. And as for you, be ye not afraid of them.
Drop down to 27.
Verse 27.
He said, don't be afraid of them. As for y'all, I know y'all scared, but y'all don't be afraid because y'all see all these people out there. Keep going.
Verse 27. Now when King
I need to charge.
Now when King Antiochus heard these things,
unplug that.
He was full of indignation. Wherefore he sent and gathered together all the forces of his realm, even a very strong army. Verse 28. He opened also.
Drop down to 35.
Verse 35. To wit, that he should send an army against them to destroy and root out the strength of Israel and the remnant of Jerusalem, and to take away the memorial from that place. Verse 36. And that he should place strangers in all their quarters.
He should do what?
Place strangers in all their quarters.
He was doing this so they can put strangers white people.
That's crazy. Whitewashing.
Whitewashing. That's what Greek is. Whitewashing. Right. That's what it is. That's why Alexander burnt up the libraries.
That's right.
He burnt up the libraries because okay. Alexander, okay, if you're doing math that I'm the boss man, right? Right. And y'all doing math and y'all talking these y'all talking all these equations, and I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. It ain't adding, it ain't subtraction, it ain't multiplying, division. Right. But y'all niggas is writing E's and X's and little tools and you know what I'm saying, and putting this and then y'all building stuff. And I don't know how y'all building it. What am I gonna do?
Y'all stop.
But I can't get okay, I can tell y'all to stop, but you got sons at home. You got children. So you could just go home. You could stop in front of me, but you could just go home and teach your kids, and your kids can do it. So now y'all know a whole other language that I don't know. What would I do now?
You kill him, then say that you did it.
You kill them and say that I did it, or what?
Or you take away their ability to teach their children.
You take away the ability to pass it down. That's it. You take all the libraries with all that information in it and you burn them up. Woo. Right. It's easy. Now, this is the new top knowledge. Right. Multiplication, adding, and subtraction. Because I know that. Right. I can do that. I can get jiggy with that. But this E square and all that, I don't know what y'all talking about, and y'all don't need to talk about it either. That's what they did. They made sure that you wouldn't be above them with your knowledge and your information because you are naturally smarter than them. Right.
Go ahead. That's so deep, Cap, because that's like literally what happened like with the Byzantine Empire when black people was ruling. But the historians said it was like the pinnacle of society with technology. Like we would have been having flying cars by then. But they said like, you know, the white man or the oppressor, he rather rule than do what's best for society. Of course. Listen, over not even knowing how to actually do what they did.
Wow. Have you ever seen the Taj Mahal? Right. Have you ever looked up the Taj Mahal? Have you ever looked up Nebuchadnezzar's palace? It's got horses engraved in the bricks with blue dye on the bricks with very intricate carvings that we can't imitate right now in 2023. Man. Look at the Taj Mahal. We can't make the Taj Mahal right now. We don't have the things to cut the stones. Yeah. Like the stones of the Taj Mahal thing is like marble, granite, something. Right. We don't have nothing to cut it. We just made it. So how was they doing it back then? Because they had knowledge and information that we don't have now. Right. So what did you do? I can't emulate. I can't redo that. My builders can't do that. Burn all the books. Strong. Yeah. Burn all the books. Let's start over. Now, this is how a house is supposed to look. Right. This is how. This is what's nice. Right. And you know everything else. That's just in books. Yeah. Go ahead.
Like what you saying so heavy because since we can't recreate it, that's why we up at midnight watching Ancient Aliens.
Right. Damn. Nice. See what I'm saying? Because you know it's more to this than what we know. Right. You know what I'm saying? We see stuff and we hear stuff and it resonates, but we can't connect the dots. Right. Because there's so much information that's been cut off. The Lord said, don't worry about that. You're going to get it back when it's your time to have it. Right. You just focus on getting off of drugs. Damn. Let's get off of that. Right. You want to talk about building another kingdom for your oppressor to be stronger than you? Why don't you just get off of crack? Put the weed down. Put the cigarettes down. Stop being a homosexual. Stop robbing and killing. Why don't you work on that? Keep going. Where we at?
Verse 49.
50.
Verse 50. Then cried they with a loud voice toward heaven, saying, what shall we do with these? And whither shall we carry them away? Verse 51. For thy sanctuary is trodden down and profaned, and thy priests are in heaviness and brought low. Verse 52. And lo, the heathen are assembled together against us to destroy us. What things they imagine against us, thou knowest.
Keep going.
Verse 53.
They scared.
Yeah.
How shall we be able to stand against them, except thou, O God, be our help? Verse 54. Then sounded they with trumpets and cried with a loud voice.
Read chapter 4, verse 10. Let's skip over.
Come. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 10. Now therefore let us cry unto heaven.
Hold on, read 59. So like it 3 and 59.
Verse 59.
You start at 58? All right, go ahead, read 58.
Come. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 3, verse 58. And Judas said, arm yourselves and be valiant men, and see that ye be in readiness against the morning, that ye may fight with these nations that are assembled together against us to destroy us and our sanctuary.
Listen, man, we was fighting for something more important than people understand. We was fighting for our lives, our laws, and our sanctuary. Our sanctuary was the holy place. It was like the house of God. It was like holding down the fort. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they had already gotten in there. They had already tore it up. Is this the time where they had the weeds in there already? Or they're later on in the chapter, in the book? Weeds was growing up in there. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Verse 59. For it is better for us to die in battle than to behold the calamities of our people and our sanctuary.
Go ahead.
Verse 60. Nevertheless, as the will of God is in heaven, so let him do.
Okay. Chapter 4.
Start at verse 10.
Start at 10.
Come. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 10. Now therefore, let us cry unto heaven, if peradventure the Lord will have mercy upon us, and remember the covenant of our fathers, and destroy this host before our face this day. Verse 11. That so all the heathen may know that there is one who delivereth and saveth Israel.
That saved the world?
And saveth Israel.
That's what you should know. It's one person that's gonna save Israel, and that's the Most High. Started Let's say what?
They started rebuilding 49.
Okay, start at 30.
Okay.
Come. This is the book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 30. And when he saw that mighty army, he prayed and said, Blessed art thou, O Savior of Israel, who didst quell the violence of the mighty man by the hand of thy servant David, and gave us the host of strangers into the hand of Jonathan, the son of Saul, and his armor bearer.
This him just saying, you know, not to be afraid. The Lord gonna bless us, you know, and giving the Lord the praise before it gets started. 35.
Verse 35. That will Lysias?
Yeah.
Verse 35. Now when Lysias saw his army put to flight, and the manliness of Judas' soldiers, and how they were ready either to live or die valiantly, he went unto Antiochia, and gathered together a company of strangers, and having made his army greater than it was, he proposed to come again into Judea.
Go ahead.
Verse 36. This said Judas and his brethren, behold, our enemies are discomfited. Let us go up to cleanse and dedicate the sanctuary. Verse 37. Upon this all the hosts assembled themselves together and went up to Mount Sion. Verse 38.
This is why I don't want to go to Jerusalem right now. Right. People be like, have you ever been to Israel? I'd be like, hell no. Because I don't want to see this, what they finna see. Read that.
Verse 38. And when they saw the sanctuary desolate, and the altar profaned, and the gates burned up, and shrubs growing in the courts as in a forest, or in one of the mountains, yea, and the priest's chambers pulled down.
You see what they said? He said, man, they walked up to the temple, and there were shrubs growing up all in the temple. Shrubs is little bushes, little weeds growing up. Now imagine something that was glorious, that was like a garden, it was beautiful. Waterfalls, just a beautiful place. Now you come back and see it, and it's got shrubs growing up, bushes, thorns, and thistles. Yeah. What else they see?
Verse 39.
Go ahead.
Verse 39. They rent their clothes and made great lamentation, and cast ashes upon their heads.
They rent their clothes and they started crying. Yeah. And they started to cry and sigh for how they've fallen so low. Keep going.
Verse 40, and fell down flat to the ground upon their faces, and blew an alarm with the trumpets, and cried toward heaven. Verse 41, then Judas appointed certain men to fight against those that were in the fortress, until he had cleansed the sanctuary. 42.
It was some men that were just sitting around that was, just imagine some stragglers. They walking through there, they see a couple of heathens in there, they downed them real quick. You know what I'm saying? Got them out the way. Go ahead.
Verse 42. So he chose priests of blameless conversation.
He got some righteous priests. Go ahead.
Such as had pleasure in the law. Verse 43. Who cleansed the sanctuary and brought out the defiled stones into an unclean place.
Keep going.
Verse 44. And when they had consulted what to do with the altar of burnt offerings, which was profaned, verse 45, they thought it was best to pull it down, lest it should be a reproach to them, because the heathen had defiled it. Wherefore they pulled it down. 46. And laid up the stones in the mountain of the temple in a convenient place, until there should come a prophet to show what should be done with them. Verse 47. Then they took whole stones according to the law, and built a new altar according to the former. Verse 48. And made up the sanctuary and the things that were within the temple, and hallowed the courts. They made also new holy vessels, and into the temple they brought the candlestick and the altar of burnt offerings and of incense.
What are they doing right now? This brother doing all this excellent reading, ain't nobody following. That's why I keep asking questions to see who's paying attention.
I know you know. He looking like you want to ask.
What are they doing right now?
Building school?
They rebuilding the school. Yeah. They cleaning the school up, cleaning the temple up, making it back holy. Guess what we're doing right now? The exact same thing. We're rebuilding you. Right. You're the temple.
Oh, good night.
We're cleaning you up. Getting the shrubs out of you. Getting all of the demons out of you. All of the heartache and the pain out of you, because you are a temple that the heathen will touch. The heathen has had their hands on you. They have had swine in your flesh. There has been the evil of this world has gotten in you, and you need to be rededicated. And so that's what we're doing right now. Yeah. We rededicating the temple in you and in the nation. And we cleaning this place up. We putting new things in it. Get a Lord a hand. Y'all about to get a building. It's going down. Y'all about to get y'all a building. Y'all about to be having class in y'all own school. Y'all ain't gonna have to be having no more classes, in the living room and in the garage and online, and everybody watching. You got your background, the kids in the background yelling, butt naked, running across the screen. They run across the screen with no pimp on. And now you can all be in the school together, because we finna rededicate a temple, and we finna build a school out here that's going to bring in more people that's going to get the help that you got.
Right.
The same help that we put into you. Now we are going to put that into other brothers and sisters. And it's your job to be an example to them so they can come in and get the help. You can't look like them. You can't look like them and talk like them and be like them. You are going to have to be a light unto the Gentiles.
That's right.
That's what the Bible says. You're going to have to be a light unto the Gentiles to bring them in.
That's right.
You can't be a dark spot. Go ahead.
Verse 49. They made also new holy vessels. Into the temple they brought the candlestick and the altar of burnt offerings and of incense and the table. Verse 50. And upon the altar they burned incense, and the lamps that were upon the candlestick they lighted, that they might give light in the temple. 51. Furthermore, they set the loaves upon the table and spread out the veils, and finish all the works which they have begun to make.
So what you're seeing is the nation is coming together and fighting against the oppressor. And what we're doing is getting clean again.
Yes.
And that's all we're here to do.
That's right.
We all here to rededicate ourselves and get clean again, because that's the only way we're going to get out of hell.
That's right.
That's it. You living in hell right now. It don't get no worse than this.
That's right.
Everything that you'd have been through, all of it that's the worst of it. That's it. That's the worst of it right now. Now you on the you know how you ride a roller coaster and they go tink 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 tink
right.
tink tink. What's after that? That's where you at now. You have to drop. You have to ride now. You done went through everything to get you to that point. Now, just enjoy the ride, because the Lord is destroying this place. It's falling apart. And this is the thing that all of the men in the Bible wanted to see.
Right.
What you're looking at happening in the news right now, if Ezekiel would have saw this, the book of Ezekiel would have went totally different. If John the Revelator would have saw this, it would have went totally. John the Revelator saw it, and that's why people are afraid to read Revelations.
Man.
Now, he said something that make you not want to read it. And you looking at it. You've lived it. When you read the book of Revelations, you know, when he started talking about the men, when he talked about the two witnesses that went out and they was prophesying and the fire was coming out their mouth.
Right.
Do you know who he was looking at? Us. He was looking at us go out in the streets and do that.
Right.
He was watching, he was looking at literal you. He was seeing your faces. He was seeing y'all go out in the streets and teach and give up everything for it. That's what he was looking at. And when people read that, they're afraid to read it.
Yeah.
And you live it every day.
Yeah.
You don't even know how courageous you are. You're just doing it. You're just like, I'm just showing up.
Right.
People won't even read your life. People don't even want. That's the book of the Bible that nobody want to read. They'd be like, ooh, the Bible, ooh, that book of Revelation.
Yeah, not Revelation. Christians.
Ooh, that book there just give me nightmares. Your life, give them nightmares. And you wake up what you mad about right now?
Right.
What are you mad about right now?
So like y'all is mad that we can't go to camp right now.
He said y'all.
Right. Damn right.
Absolutely.
Damn right.
We mad that we can't go to camp right now. That's what we mad about.
That's right.
They look at camp like I would never go to camp.
Right.
Camp yelling at white people.
Damn.
Right.
What if my boss see me out there?
Conversation with the cops.
The laws, you know, every time the police run up on us, what they think?
Oh, that's it. They shut them down.
Gonna go to jail.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, them niggas it's over with. Let me see.
Yeah.
Them niggas is finna they finna die. And then we be like, the white man, you still a devil. You don't give a damn about the police. You think we scared of y'all? They like, oh, these niggas is crazy. And then the next thing you know, the police is walking off.
Oh, man.
And we talking more noise to the police. Yeah, you thought we was gonna stop talking because you came out here?
Yeah.
That's right.
And they like, oh my God.
That's right.
They flip the camera up, girl, these niggas is crazy. The Lord must be with them. Hey, give me one of them flyers.
That's it.
Can I have one of them flyers? They scared to live a page in your life.
Oh man, that's it.
And you live it every day.
That's right.
Well, it's almost over. It's almost over, and we got to remember these days because it's instrumental to you leaving. Right. We're going to remember these days in the kingdom. Yeah. We're going to remember them so we never go back. The reason we went back into captivity is because we forgot about these days. You forgot how you got there. So now when you teach your kids, we went into captivity because of this. We went into captivity because of this.
we went into captivity, the kid's gonna say, I don't want to ever go into captivity again. So we're never gonna do that.
Right.
These are gonna be the nighttime stories that you tell your kids that give them nightmares.
Damn.
Your life in hell.
Right.
You're gonna be like, one day I was walking down the street and two white men in a police car pulled up behind me and told me to get on the ground. They beat me up. They put me in handcuffs, put me in the back seat, and they was trying to put me in jail. They took me to jail. I was in jail for 3 months.
Damn.
I was in the cage. And when the door shut, it went, boom. Your kid gonna be like, and then what else happened, Pawpaw? Then your granny came and bailed me out. They gonna be like, and it was white people that did this to y'all.
Right.
You be like, yeah, they was giving us little sandwiches and little juice with the cookies, and they was giving us this, and they gonna be looking at you with all your gold and all your jewelry and your crown on your head, and they gonna be like, this could have never happened to you.
Yeah.
Like, are you serious? Give me Isaiah 14 and 16 real quick. And they gonna be like, so you mean to tell me white people did this to y'all? You and Uncle Gadawan and Uncle Awanyala and you saying that y'all was getting yelled at about? You mean to tell me a white man was yelling at y'all? Read that.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
When they see the oppressor, they gonna narrowly look at them.
Yeah.
You know what narrowly look is? A narrow look, huh? That's that.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey.
They gonna narrowly look at him and say, is what?
Is this the man that made the earth to tremble?
That's what your grandkids gonna say. Papa, is this the man that dropped the bombs?
Yeah.
That made the earth tremble? That's who y'all was scared of?
Right.
Y'all was running from them. The people that walk on all four.
This gotta be a joke.
The hairy people.
I'm being pranked right now.
Like, come on, Papa. Come on, Papa. Stop playing Abba.
Right.
Like, and you gonna be like, yes. They was running over us. And if you let them up, they'll rule over you. If you let them out the cages and let them out the caves, they'll come out and stand on 2 feet and be sleeping with your wife.
Damn.
And destroying your people and putting poison in your community.
Yeah.
Your kids are gonna say, I'm gonna put both feet on their neck forever. That's what you're gonna say. That's why we celebrating this right now. We're remembering this like they remember the Alamo. We're remembering this because this is important. This is that pivotal turnaround in our dynasty, in our rulership, in our power.
That's right.
Exactly right.
All right. I'm done. You got something?
I'm good. Cleaned it up.
Anybody else? Any got any questions or something like that?
Thank you.
Most High Christ. This is why we do this, man. This is nights like this is so important. This is probably one of my favorite feast days.
Yeah, come.
It's really important because it's a light on the other end of the tunnel.
That's right.
And we don't ever think about the other end of the tunnel because we so deep in the tunnel.
Right.
We don't ever think we're gonna see a light. We just happy being able to walk through the tunnel.
Right.
But the Lord has given us a little beacon of light to give us more hope.
That's right.
So we can say, we was just walking aimlessly, but look, it's a light down there, y'all.
Right.
So now what are we doing? We turning around and we like, you trying to say something?
Yeah, if I could.
Okay, we turning around and we saying, hey, it's light down there. Y'all come on. And what they saying to us?
It's darkness out there.
Ain't no light, nigga.
Right.
Shut up, man. You know how long you talking about light? My daddy was telling me it's a light down there.
Our people telling us.
Everybody keep telling us it's light at the other end of the tunnel. There ain't no light down there. Y'all niggas high.
That's it.
Y'all in the cult. See, y'all done been in that cult for so long, walking through this cave. Y'all done lost y'all mind.
That's it.
And we like, no, look. And then you got the people that's like, it is light down there.
Right.
but I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah, I ain't going there. Yeah. That's what I had.
That's the hardest thing to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Hold on. Look, she had a hand for.
All right, come on.
No, I was just gonna comment and say the fact that biblically is stating that our children or our children's children is gonna inquire about what happened to us in the prior era. Is just showing that we've come out of that era.
Yes.
And that's just a beautiful thing for them to be inquiring that. It's just proof that it's already foresaid in the Bible that it is going to happen.
Well, let me make you feel a whole lot better. Because what you just said was heavy.
Yeah.
Right.
Now watch this. What is history?
It's
No, what is history, period?
something that's already passed.
It's what?
It's already passed.
So, see this right now?
Yep.
How do we have this?
Right.
From past knowledge,
Huh?
past information.
Past information.
Mhm.
So how do we know what's going to happen in Revelation?
It's already been recorded.
So if it's already been recorded, then what does that mean?
It's gonna repeat itself.
Huh? If it's already been recorded,
It's already
okay, I played basketball, I made 20 points, and I got 10 assists. Now, is that future?
No.
So when how is it recorded?
after it happens.
It's happened. It's done. You know what the Most High said? I see the end from the beginning.
That's what he said.
The Lord, the time is something we live through.
Right.
The Lord ain't in time.
Come on, Kel.
So what you doing? You looking at this play out, and it's already played out. We know how it's going to end.
Man.
We already know how the movie going to end,
Come on.
and it ends with us winning. So how can you be afraid to lose when you already got the answer key on how it's going to end?
Nice.
Christ said it like this: "Oh, ye of little faith."
Yep.
That's the problem. You don't really believe in Christ. You don't really believe in God. You don't really believe if you give up, and you already got the key that say this is how it's gonna look when it's ending, and you seeing it happen.
They so deceitful, they think they can play with time, set your clock backs it out, set it forward and out. And stuff. That's it.
Yeah. But guess what? Daytime running out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what time they playing with.
Right.
The scriptures say Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that which followeth.
Right.
Their time is up, but our time is just starting.
That's right.
All right, I'm done.
Yeah. Mine's real quick. I'm just adding that the whole book, this segues into what I was going to say, right? Everything in this Bible that's a high holy day is some type of war or battle that we went into. You see what I'm saying? And that's why these holy days are so important, and the church keeps it from us because these are real. It's not a fantasy book. You know what I'm saying? It's a fantasy book to a lot of Christians and stuff because they don't recognize the holy convocation, the high holy days. But these high holy days, they stem and derive from battles that we went through. That's all I wanted to say. It makes the book real. I ain't trying to get right.
All right. With that, Imagine while we here.
Put it here. Yeah.
While we here, Nicole, come on up here. Uh-oh. Shamar, wanna come up here? Are you up here?
Oh, good.
Give me that. Appreciate you. Oh, yeah, I asked you what your order.
Where I'm at, sir.
It's fine, right?
Had to get you.
Just like this.
Had to tell him something different to make him go get.
Shabbat. Let me say something. Y'all clap it up for these brothers right here. Naquan, you young in the truth, right? How long you been in school?
About 3 years.
Yeah, about 3 years. This brother hit the ground running. I mean, when a brother come into school, the first thing I'm trying to find out is what's wrong with him so I can help him. This brother just pure.
Clean.
That's what his name means. His name means clean.
He's clean, yeah.
And he's still a trooper. He still act like a trooper.
That's a fact.
He still, everything he do is like when he was a trooper. And that's how you grow in the truth. Because the Christian church teaches you to sing, we teach you to be soldiers. And this brother is a soldier, hands down. So you're no longer gonna be the rank of a 500, you're 1,000.
That's right. That's right.
Jahaja, this brother here is so young and young. This brother is just a bubble of questions. He got so many questions, and to watch him grow into who he is and who he's becoming, I know that this is the truth. Because I'm watching young men I'm watching young boys that become young men.
Right.
And they're starting to articulate themselves like men, carry themselves like men, and do things that men do.
Right.
But for the Lord. Not for the streets, not for nothing else, but for a righteous cause.
Yep.
So we're gonna go ahead and make you an officer of 500.
Got that other zero added.
And Shamar won. Shamar won.
Nice.
Brother, let me tell you something.
Watch
this brother
time.
right here, man, this brother been with
Hey,
us
man.
through the mud.
That's a fighter.
I'm talking about, it was just me, Yala,
That's right.
and Shamar won.
That's
Shamar
it.
was the first brother in Austin.
Facts.
The first brother, man. And this brother fights himself every day. And I mean, it's a righteous fight because it's the fight that we all fight.
That's a fact.
And I'm proud of him because the things that he's doing it because he wants to do it.
Right.
And I ain't gotta push him, I ain't gotta ask him, I ain't gotta say, hey, I think you should do this or this. He like, I know what I need to do, and I'm gonna do it. I know what I did, and I'm gonna fix it.
There you go.
I know what's going on, and I'm gonna get it right because I know what I'm required to do. And that is what a man of God is. So now you're almost back. I'm gonna give you the rank of 500.
You're almost back.
Now, y'all know, y'all gotta accept it. If you don't want to accept it, just don't say the prayer. You can turn around right now, you can salute, you're good to go. But you accept it, just know the fight gets harder. That's why I don't be liking to raise brothers up, because they can't deal with the fight that comes with the rank. The demons, you didn't learn how to fight the demons of 50.
Right.
Now the demons of 500 coming.
Yeah.
You understand? Are y'all willing to take on this fight? All right, come on, good I want to need a third priest. Yabaraka Yahweh.
Yabaraka Yahweh.
Wayashamarka.
Wayashamarka.
Or Yahweh.
Or Yahweh.
Pan Yahweh.
Pan Yahweh.
All Yaka.
All Yaka.
Wayakanka.
Wayakanka.
Yashar Yahweh.
Yashar Yahweh.
Pan Yahweh.
Pan Yahweh.
All Yaka.
All Yaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Wayashamlaka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shah.
Barak.
Barak.
Rapah.
Rapah.
Magun.
Magun.
Hagun.
Hagun.
Nakwa. Nakwa.
Yahanya.
Yahanya.
Shamar one.
Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
The water Aman.
Kum
Yashalom.
Kum Yashalom.
Kum Yashalom.
Kum Yashalom.
Congratulations.
All right.
Y'all boys deserve that one.
Thank you. Don't want to fight, boy. You want to fight. Look at him. Sir.